Welcome to Breinfuel Game of the Day. So this one is from Seen Unseen. Seen Unseen is here. Actually, he's not in the chat with us right now. We did tell him what was going on, but he gonna catch you here on YouTube, just like you're watching it either from Twitch or YouTube as we going on right here. So this right here is Breinfuel Game of the Day. Boom. Brought to you by Breinfuel. You can go to brainfuel.com. Use Canty15, my favorite flavor right here. Fruit punch. You already know. Well, 100 ELO every single sip. So this game is an accelerated dragon. We're going to go through it real quick, give them some pointers and stuff. It's a nice miniature here, 19 moves. And from the black side, we're looking at it. Seen Unseen is actually somebody on the stream as well and a supporter of the stream. So let's go. Here it is. Boom. All right. E4 and C5, right? The knight of 3, G6. We got an accelerated dragon. We got an accelerated. Love myself an accelerated dragon. There's also some new material out and I'm crushing it. Loving the accelerated dragon. So when I see this, automatically already hype. Where your background go? Oh, it's right here, bro. What you mean, Slim Duck? Accelerated. That's right. Curious Chimpanzee. It's an accelerated. So D4 takes knight, and actually here, Bishop G7 or Knight C6 are interchangeable. You actually can play both. Based off what I know now in the newer theory, Bishop G7 is very playable. The reason for Bishop G7 here, the reason why it can be wrong is because if you're familiar, let me actually show you something, give y'all some real Jedi material right now. Okay, so when you go knight to C6, which is a little bit different actually, if you go knight C6, you'll usually see knight C3 here. Actually, sorry, let's go with the Maraxi. C4, knight F6, knight C3, D6, because you want to play knight G4 next if they go bishop E3. This is the theory. You can also check it on my playlist of Accelerated Dragon. This video will actually be in there too as well for Accelerated Dragon fans. And after D6, knight G4 for bishop E3 is coming next. This is usually what happens because you want to be able to meet bishop E3 with knight G4, and this gets a little bit crazy and a little bit wild, as I explained in the quick starter guide on YouTube for this. But the problem with bishop G7 is because when they go C4 and then you go knight C6, now he goes bishop E3. Bishop E3. Now when you go knight F6, he can play F3, which is different. And this is not the Maraxi you're actually looking for. And you actually have to play this in a whole different manner than you actually would if you had a Maraxi where you could go knight G4 or have the option of it. So this is 100% different. If you don't understand this, you will get caught off into some Maraxis that you don't like or unfamiliar with. This is why bishop G7 is a little bit inaccurate, is what they say. But nowadays, the theory and the newer engines say the bishop G7 is playable in this Maraxi fashion. After you play a certain way of playing and after knight C6, bishop E3, the newer theory now goes with queen of B6, believe it or not. Nuts looking move. Okay? Don't try this at home yet until you went through this, but this is the newer move. So, but you can do this. Now, fast forwarding, that didn't happen in the game. Bishop G7, knight to C3 going regular, and now we reach a regular Maraxi, not Maraxi, right? A regular accelerated dragon. I would never play that Sicilian Messi. That looks nice, right? So this is different. Why not E5 and you'll steal a tempo back? E5. No, E5 would be always terrible because usually you never want to play E5 in these type of situations. If you're going to play E5, then why is the bishop here, right? The bishop is like, bro, what are you doing? Garbage. Like literally, right? Why would you do this? And unless it's a King's Indian, which this is not. And King's Indian is more closed. This is a more open position. So immediately now, this is now, I mean, you got to worry about D6 now. This is terrible, absolutely terrible, right? The bishop has to choose a diagonal to be on, and for accelerated dragon players, there's a very rare case where you cannot push the E and the G pawns because the bishop has to choose a diagonal to be on. Case in point, after a move like E5, you can't be on both diagonals at the same time. So E6 and G6 are usually terrible, but D6 is playable. So you don't want to push the E pawn literally like ever. I mean, unless there's a bishop on C4, and that's very rare cases. And when that does happen, it's all about based on the move order with E6, D5, knight E7. So you can hit them at the right moment with the strike in the center of D5. Bishop E6 is actually blunting the bishop when it gets to C4. And that's the only time you'll be able to play E6, D5 without the issues of the bishop not being on the diagonal to meet the holds in the position, like on D6. So after knight to C3, knight to C6, which is nice, hitting the knight, and bishop E3, we have a basic accelerated dragon. Knight F6, F3, castles, bishop C4. I'm like, oh, this fire. This all straight out the book. Any accelerated dragon you go through. Now, right here, who can find the move? It's black to move. Now, he did not find the move here. And seen unseen, when you go watch this here, you want to pause the video and make sure you guys that you can actually see this. It's black to move. This is a trick that works all the time from the black side. It's black to move. I know this like the back of my hand. There's a move that you play right now that actually is better for black. Immediate equality. And also on top of the equality, sometimes even better, especially if white doesn't know what they're doing. Is black to move here? What do you think the move is, chat? We have D5. I see KT A5. He says KT A5. I know what that means now, but it's knight E A5 is what he meant. KT A5. Knight A5. We have knight E4. A6 from Curious Chimpanzee. Anyone else? Slow and steady, says Curious Chimpanzee with the A6 move. Anything else, chat? Anything else? We have an A6, we have a knight A5, and we have a D5. Knight E4, knight takes E4, and D5. Queen B6, D5. In fact, the move is, right here, Dante got it, is queen to B6. There it go, big fella. There it go. And the reason for this, right, I didn't cost so many people here, right, if they go knight F5, because it looks cool. Oh, knight F5. Oh, I'm hitting the queen. Oh, I'm out here. Oh, I see you. Okay, that looked great, right? Like, oh yeah, 100% garbage. You get the man off the board. Queen takes B2. I'm going to hit the knight. And now you got two pieces hanging. The knight, these are both hanging. You can basically say knight here. After knight A4 for the score, you thinking you're scoring nothing, but you ain't scoring. You're scoring something, but you're scoring nothing. Queen B4 check. Flex real hard, hit the knight and the bishop. C3, I take on C4. Boom. And you still hanging. Take those. I don't care about none of that, right? I'm up a full piece for no reason at all. No reason at all. Queen B6 is a nasty move, right? Very, very nasty. If knight A4, same thing. Boom. Lose pieces, lose games. That piece is gone. Get the man off the board. That's a rapster. So Queen B6 is nasty. So after Queen B6, Bishop B3. And here's the move. Y'all ready for this? Pop! Get him out of here. Hit him. Hit him. Knight takes C4 for the score. Oh my goodness. Open the bishop up. Nasty. Very nasty. Now the knight is hanging. Right? And if knight F5, at this time it's a little bit different. I think this one goes knight takes C3 or bishop takes. It's been a while since I looked at this one. I think it's knight takes C3. Knight takes C3, so I'm hitting the queen. So if you take mine, I take yours. There's a lot of stuff hanging. If B takes C3, obviously bishop takes. And then if king moves, then you just move your queen somewhere, like queen A5. I'm just winning, right? I'm not going to take this, never take this, because the weakness around here, this bishop is better than two rooks in some cases, right? So be very, very careful before you block with your whole face here, absolutely. So this gets very wild, right? This gets very wild. So after the bishop B3 move, knight takes E4. And the best move for white is actually, believe it or not, is knight to D5. After knight D5, we have a check, C3, and knight F6. And then the theory goes like this. Here, knight takes, rook takes, castles, and C5. With C4 being next, black having some compensation, the rook files, C4, B4, B5, B4. I mean, this is very, very playable, and this is very, very advanced accelerated dragon I'm giving you right here. But after bishop to C4 here, A6 was the move chosen from seen unseen, right? So after the fast forward, after we went through all of that action, A6 was the move chosen by seen unseen. But for future reference, we can play queen B6. Queen D2 happens, and now we're going into Yugoslav fashion, right? Yugoslav, what is the Yugoslav? For any player that plays the dragon, listen very closely. For any player that plays the dragon or accelerated dragon, what they're going to try to hit you with is the Bobby Fischer. Okay, Bobby Fischer says that I had the dragon down to a science. Castle queen side, sack, mate. Right, that's what he's about to do here. So in the Yugoslav attack, if you're a dragon player, your pawn is usually already on D6. This is the difference in the accelerated. And the accelerated is actually the difference of holding the D pawn. So I can play D5 when they go for this type of setup. Hence, that's why they try to go bishop C4. They want to have my cake and eat it too. They want to be able to stop D5 and set up for the castle queen side. That's why queen B6 is such a powerful move, because it makes them do something. And then when bishop B3, we have knight takes C4. They never get a chance to set up. But now ideally, black's getting, or white's getting what he wants. You can't play D5. Queen B6 isn't the same anymore because the queen's now defending, right? It's not a lot of stuff hanging like it was before. Completely different here. So this is actually looking like a Yugoslav sack mate, but you haven't played D6. And D5, you actually can't play because these three are here. So he's actually in a little bit of trouble. After queen D2, B5 happens. Bishop B3, and then he says, you know what? I'm about to just go for it. B4, I like the ambition. So you have to go now before you get mated. G4, H4, everything 4, everything 5, and then he go bishop H6, sack, mate. I can draw more arrows, right? Like, this is ridiculous. So you about to get mated. So he plays B4, hits the knight. Knight goes to D5, right? We snap those because we need to trade. Open up the bishop line, automatic. Take those, right? We could take on D4, automatic, or knight A5. But, right, we got to pay attention. We are down. Are we down something here? 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. No, we're not. But I know he got down a pawn here. And then knight takes D4, takes right here. And here, this is where he got down a pawn. So black right here, everything's even, which is a good position for black. A5 makes total sense. A5 threatens A4, put the bishop on A6, right? I mean, this is pretty good. Maybe, and you want to try to trade queens too as well in many cases. But, and this bishop is worse because he's blocked. So D6 happens. And you could look at this, I guess, as a pawn sacrifice, but not the real pawn sacrifice you're really trying to do, because, like, you don't have enough pieces, right? You only got 4 versus 4, 2 rooks versus 2 rooks, bishop versus bishop, queen versus queen. Not the greatest, right? Not the greatest. But after D6, queen takes B4, and bishop F5, developing. And then this is what white does. Black, instead of casting kingside, which may be a little bit safer now, he actually goes queenside. Whoa, big fella. We don't do that here. Watch yourself. This might be over real soon. So after this castle queenside here, okay, chat, it's on you. Let's finish this out. Let's see what C unseen did here. And what would you do in this position as black to move? What we got? That looks crazy. Facts. Go to YouTube. See. Yeah, let's go. King's Gambly. That's right. So it's black to move, chat. What is our go-to move here? Queen C7 to start. Rook B8, line him up, says Slim Dog. A5 from death by lactose with A5. A6 to A1. A6 to A1. I don't know what that even means. I don't even know. I mean, that can't happen. A5, A4. I do see the A pawn push from you guys here. I think that's a beautiful thing to do. What's up, Gwen? What's up? Okay, in fact, he played rook b8. All of these are moves. He played rook b8, though. Rook b8, and then queen d4, and then queen c7, right? And then queen c7, improve your worst piece. That's right, Cuddly. Got me? And after queen c7, rook b8, logical, he plays g4 here. So after g4, all right, chat, your bishop's hanging. Your bishop's hanging. What do you do? It's black to move. Chat, what you gonna do? Chat gives the most random illegal moves. I love it, right? It'd be like, yeah, knight to L7. Bruh. A knight to L7. Nice. Sack on C2. Rook takes B3. Rook X bang. Rook sack RXB. I hear rook takes bishops here. Rook takes B3. Rook F to C8. Bishop D7. Queen to K3. Yeah, right. Right. That's exactly right. Queen C8. Nice. Queen to C8. Wow. Queen C8. Amazing. Queen to C8. And then we have rook C8 and all these other moves. But you guys are right. In fact, you did find it as rook takes B3. Let's go! Flex real hard flex for the people in the back. Bruh. Let's go. That's nasty. That's a nasty move. He says, am I wrong? I'm new to chess. Yeah, we're going to hit you with one of these. This is how we let you know that you're wrong here in the channel. Queen C8 is not great. In fact, it blocks with your whole face, and you get hit with one of these. Garbage. And for the people in the back. Garbage. Yes, sir. Queen C8 is not a move because we're just going to take this, and I'm going to stare at you real hard. Real hard. Very uncomfortable stare. Queen to C8 is not a move because it just didn't do anything. But after rook takes B3 is the move here. Wow. Rook takes B3. That's for me. And of course, what happened in the game here was A takes B3. Ouch. Game over. Bruh. Because queen takes C2. And what do? Well, of course, you don't do anything. It's mate. So shout out to Scene Unseen. Clap it up for your mans for submitting the game over here for Breinfuel Game of the Day. All right, hopefully you learned something for this Accelerated Dragon today and what you can do. But we're going to look at this last part, obviously, here, is what he could have done, what white could have done. In fact, rook takes b3 was absolutely beautiful. And then what happens here is all he has to do is just take back. And now that's eliminated. It's completely eliminated. And then rook takes f3, and now we're looking at position that black is going to be completely fine in. After f takes, you can take with either pawn, probably taking with the f pawn. But I mean, I like to keep the pawns together. You could take with the h pawn as well, but you know, it's kind of strange. But black is just better. Like, this rook is weird, but black is definitely better in this position. And that's what could have happened. All right, what are the chances if he's... Yeah, correct. Oh, answer my question. Yeah, that's right, Quinn. That's right. Yeah, this is more draw-ish, but I think from a human standpoint, obviously, I would take black all day in this position here. All day. What's the time? That's a good question. I think this is more of blitz. I think this is blitz, but not sure. Let me actually pull it up. Let me see if I can pull up that game. Time control. Okay, so this info. 5 minutes. Yeah, this was a 5-0 game. This is a 5-0. Ratings, by the way, 1142 for whites and 1176 for black. Right? How many of y'all would have thought they was 1100? Right? Now, of course, rook takes b3 here, but I mean, how many of y'all really thought he was 1100? Right? Never would have thought that. What happens if a3 takes? I missed. If a3 takes, you mean back here? Oh, right here. This is what happened in the game. A takes, queen takes c2 mate. Boom. Surprisingly low for this position, right? Yeah, they played pretty well. You would never thought these guys was 1100. Like, look from the beginning. This is all theory, by the way. All theory. Bishop c4 is played even by people that are stronger than, way stronger than 1100. a6, b5, right? This is all good stuff. He ain't nothing. Like, these 1100s was fighting. Didn't think 1100, no, yeah, they was like swinging out here, bro. This, you can see this in a real game. Now, queen takes b4 is starting to tell a little bit, but still not 1100. You would easily say these guys are a lot higher rated, right? And then boom, like, oh snap, they got to be like at least 1600 to see that. But nope, they 1100. And mate, thanks for the follow, Kim J. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This was Breinfuel game of the day. Big shout out to Seen Unseen for sending this one in, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.